Hi everyone, welcome back to our rolling kitchen cabinet project. Just a refresher as to where we were. We have the cabinet case constructed here, and I think I left it last time we were going to make the shelf, which I have right here. It needs a little finish cutting and sanding and stuff before I can install that, but actually today I'm going to work on the drawer. Drawers can be built in a number of different ways. The fancier cabinets will do dovetail drawers, but I'm not really set up for that here. So I'm going to show you a way that I've been building drawers for a long time. It's very strong and makes the drawer really sturdy. So what we do is we cut out our four sides, the front, back, and the two sides here, and we are going to make what's called a rabbet joint. We're going to rabbet this out. You can see the pencil line that I drew on there. Right here, that's going to get rabbeted out, and this front's going to go in there, and then we're just going to put a couple nails in the side here and some glue. The back is actually going to sit in a dado joint like this, a little bit off from the very back edge, as you can see there, and then the back is actually going to be flush with the top, and then the bottom of the drawer will run all the way through to the back. It's maybe a little bit confusing, but you'll see what I mean once I have it all finished. I'm going to use 1/2 inch Baltic birch. 1/2 inch Baltic birch, you can see, I hope, there we go. You can see that the layers of the plywood are closer together, and it's great for drawers because it maintains its rigidity. It's nice and strong. It's just better than regular plywood, but I've used regular plywood too, and it seems to be okay. But most people use Baltic birch. I'm also going to use 1/2 inch Baltic birch for the bottom. Not really necessary. A lot of times I'll use 1/4 inch Baltic birch for the bottom because the bottom doesn't have to take a ton of weight, especially on a little 4-inch drawer like this. But this is what I have laying around, and it does add a little bit of strength to the the drawer case to keep it nice and square. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the router to cut this rabbet joint out of there. You could also do it with a table saw and a dado blade, but I like using the router because I can put an exact 1/2 inch bit in there. It also makes a nice clean cut. Here, I'll just give you a close-up view here. You can see how this bit, when I slide this over, cuts this rabbet out of the corner of this board right here. That's what it looks like. So this is what the drawer box looks like. I just have to assemble it yet, but this is just dry fit. So you can see this corner fits really nice like this. The back corners look like this, and you can see how the bottom comes through there so that this back piece is flush with the top. Here you can see it a little bit better. You can see how the back is it's off the bottom a 1/4 inch, and I do that on purpose just to so that it's a dado joint, not a rabbet joint, and it makes the bottom nice and solid. You see a little better. I'll try to lift it up here. See that? So that you won't push the bottom in if you happen to have heavy stuff in there. The other thing is worth mentioning is that I use a router because if you use just a 1/2 inch router bit, this Baltic birch is exactly 1/2 inch. It'll fit right in there. You don't have to worry about adjusting the shims in your dado blade or anything like that. It'll always fit. I've just set it loosely in here just so that I can show you how to size your drawer. Most drawer slides take about a 1/2 inch. You need 1/2 inch on that side, 1/2 inch on that side. So whatever the total width is of your opening, you subtract 1 inch, and that's the dimension of your drawer. And then as far as the depth of it, just go to the nearest 2 inch, because drawer slides are usually sold in 2 inch increments. So this one happens to be an 18 inch. That will fit right nice, and we have a nice good sized drawer in this cabinet. I hope you can see this and hear this. I'm going to put a little bit of glue in all of these grooves. Not too much. I don't want glue squishing out all over the place. And I usually wipe it a bit with my finger just to make sure it's on all the surfaces that I want. that side. That side. And the front. And then I will set my bottom in place in that dado that I made in the front of the drawer box. By the way, this is just the drawer box. I'm going to be making a drawer front, which I'll show you later. Side, other side. Now I'm going to put that one all the way in because I need to be able to put this one in where I want it. Put that to the back. Just a little bit so I can push that in there. And I'm going to lay it down. And I'm going to take a square and I'm going to check and make sure that my drawer is perfectly square. This is very important because otherwise, if your drawer isn't square or if your cabinet's not square, the drawer is not going to slide very well. You're going to have to shim up the drawer slides. So, yep, looks nice and square. So now I can take my brad nailer and I'm going to brad nail the fronts in place, the sides in place, and we will have a completed drawer. Move this out so I can get in there properly. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this. I'm just going to stop the video for now. I'd like to show you this for a minute too. This is the bottom of the drawer box. You can see how the bottom plywood runs past here. The other nice thing about this is when you glue and nail these sides together, leave this one unnailed. And then you can check and make sure it's perfectly square. And then you can put brad nails. You can see I put brad nails all along here. And that will keep the whole drawer box nice and square. And there it is, completed drawer box. I'm not going to mount the front on there yet. I haven't cut it yet. The front that goes on here, I'll probably leave that till after I've got the staining and the varnishing done to put that in. I think I'm going to do an inset drawer front. I'll explain more of that when I get to it. But generally we don't stain the drawer box. We just leave that its natural color. We'll just put a varnish or a lacquer on there. We do want to stain the drawer front, so we'll do that after we have the drawer mounted on its rails.